Anything on the Facebook page? So put the mic.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's like now.
Nothing similar to what we have.
How can I be happy? Hi, good evening. So today is talking about the fourth of the Four Noble Truths, the truth of the path leading, to happiness, which in another way is to say, how can I be happy? All of us are looking for happiness. But then, what is happiness? So today I want to have some sort of like a discussion or talk about this. Is because all of us are searching for some kind of a happiness, and then this kind of happiness that we are searching for is like drugs. Then it ends up like always needing to go for a new high. So before we start the talk, let us take refuge to Buddha and to remember his kindness, that he was the one that Shakyamuni Buddha is the one, that is really without his kindness and without the kindness of Brahma, Lord Brahma and Lord Indra, who put down their pride and ego to request Shakyamuni Buddha, for teachings, and they put down their pride and ego, because they knew that finally, who is this somebody who found the answer from the exit to exit the cyclic existence, the cycle of birth and death. So, with this motivation, we think about listening to this talk to awaken, to be of benefit for all beings, regardless of whatever position they may be in our lives now, whether in the past nor in the future. Namo Gurubhya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurubhya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurubhya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Right. So what is happiness? The happiness that we all know, and the happiness of what Buddha is talking about, is two different story, Yeah, we just use the same word happiness, but it's totally different story. What does it mean by its different stories? Because when Buddha talk about happiness, the happiness is the happiness that is experienced in the mind. But the happiness that we are talking about here as a normal human being is always dependent upon the five senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, and then it's always dependent on something else to give us the experience of what we currently think is blissful. I give you a good example of why our bliss and our happiness is not the bliss and happiness that what Lord Buddha himself is talking about. The bliss and happiness that we feel what we like, even while we are enjoying a very nice dinner. In the beginning of the dinner, we look forward to it. When it comes, we have so much focus on it, and then we eat, we eat to fill fill up our stomach and fill up our ego. Sometimes I'm wondering whether ego eating, are we eating the place or are we eating the food? Because actually eating is the food. But now, everybody is talking about ambience, the place, how it is decorated, how the type of lighting it's being used, whether it's soft lighting or whatever lighting and this and that. And so something that is so basic has become complicated by so many other things. So when we talk about this teaching is actually has its foundation in the tradition of elders, the Theravada tradition, right? Is that keep things simple. When we are able to enjoy things as they are. For example, if you are able to enjoy the taste of honey, then enjoy the taste of honey. But nowadays, honey is blended with caramel, or some people say they put some other different additives to it so that it can has a more fragrant or this or that, So somehow things, if there's no cloud in the sky, you can see beyond, you can see the whole clear blue sky. But somehow somebody decided that have one cloud is very nice. So let's say maybe a whole sky, then somebody put a depth drawing and it says clouds. And then the idea of your clouds being nice and the idea of my clouds being nice. So some have this kind of very realistic clouds. A simple person like me, I draw my clouds always look like peanuts in the sky, right? So that's the main thing, is that our idea of happiness and beauty is always complicated by us, by our identity, by our beliefs, our knowledge, or our indoctrinated minds. Right? Now, most of us, you see, like for example, these days, so many people are suddenly becoming online gurus and online this and online that and everything. Good if they are able to be of benefit for many people. So therefore, the thing is that we really need to check the motivation, right? So many people these days are out for just the money. But when we talk about happiness here, what is this happiness we are talking about? The happiness that Buddha is talking about is not about the kind of happiness that money can give, or pleasure can give, or the five senses can give us. The happiness that what Lord Buddha is talking about is real freedom. You see, the freedom from fear, the fear of birth, the fear of death, it's real. I don't know about you. Many people think about the freedom from death. Personally, I feel we should be really afraid of birth, because birth is the cause of death. So when we say, how can I have happiness, we should really look into sowing seeds and not dropping bombs. These days, everybody wants to drop bombs at everybody, so that, whatever they say is forced down the throat of everybody else. But really, if we look at how nature functions, it is gentle. It is there, and it blooms, and it sprouts, and it takes its time to grow, to be able to do well in its condition, right? Whether it is humid enough, sunny enough, or some plants like more shade, some plants need full sun, right? Whether it has enough water or the lack of. Some plants just don't need water, right? And so they can get the water from the air. And so the main thing right now is, what is happiness? Right? So what is happiness? Whatever your happiness may be, whatever your happiness that you are searching for and you are looking for, before we talk about the happiness that what Lord Buddha told us, what I want to explain to each and every one from my own experience is, all of us need to sow seeds, to be in the condition of nurturing ourselves and nurturing each other. So we have to cultivate by nurturing one another. Everybody talk about, it's like they just talk about cause and the condition and effect. Give you a good example is, I personally feel good example is some people making rice wine. Cook the rice, cool the rice, mix the rice with yeast, put inside a container, and then cover it and leave it for for I don't know how many days, and after that you get rice wine. Trust me, that's with so many people, it doesn't always end up being rice wine. Okay? So, what does it really mean? Everybody says it's going to how to do this, how to do that, how to get rich, how to be happy, how to this, how to that. But let's go down to going to the final point of not just doing, but understanding the reason why, and the next thing is about nurturing it. Right? It's not just a matter of, it's very easy, just do like this, and then it will become like this. No. If this is a situation in samsara where doing this and doing this definitely equate to this, then there won't be so many differences in this world. With whatever motivation we all have put in, whatever heart we have put in, whatever labor we have put in, whatever time we have put in, whatever motivation we have put in, with all our good intent, people screw us up. People screw each other up. Right? And things don't end up the way we expect it to be. And so there are lots of misunderstandings and lots of this and lots of that. So really right now is, why do we want to be worldly happy? Or why do we want to have happiness that bring us worldly joy? Okay? So I want to introduce you the idea of Mahayana cultivation. Right? Why do we want to have worldly joy? Because the bliss of Buddha, okay, is all-encompassing. What is big can contain many small. So, whilst Buddha really teach us about the kind of bliss and happiness that is beyond samsara, that is beyond something each and every one of us can understand, can experience, and can know, or even have some sort of a real knowledge of it, Buddha also still bless us with the things that we need. So very many people always say, oh, these people, they got all the things that they need, right? By going to, for example, going to different places of worship where they worship God, and then God grants them everything that they want from getting a spouse, or getting love, from getting car, from getting job, from getting this, from getting that, Buddha actually does bless people like that too, But he always tells us that this is not something that is everlasting. So it's very much like the idea of it's very much like the idea that we want something, but it's so dependent on something else. So dependent on something else. So Buddha is introducing us the idea, how can I be happy? Buddha is introducing us the real meaning of freedom. Freedom from outer freedom, right? Inner freedom. I explained outer freedom is a freedom from, whether with your king or country or your family, don't want to allow you to cultivate Buddhism or something like that, then the inner, there's the mind and everything, and then your secret is also your ignorance, your inner is also your sicknesses and stuff like that, right? So Lord Buddha is introducing us the experience of freedom from, like for example, if you are married, your husband feel the wife is controlling you. A wife will feel husband is controlling you. So they will always feel that there is never real freedom to do whatever we want to do. And so this is all due to all the worldly idea of how things should be and must be. So when we practice Mahayana Dharma or Vajrayana Dharma, there is this term called crazy wisdom. The crazy wisdom is not for everybody. Crazy wisdom is for those who are able to see beyond. Just like ordinary people like us, we cannot see beyond. We want the bliss of beauty. But why do you want to have the bliss of beauty? Putting on makeup, looking good, feeling good, putting perfume, and cutting your hair, and now men and women also put makeup and everything, dress well, tailored shirts and everything to look well, look groomed, right? The main thing right now is actually it is going deeper to the inner satisfaction. The inner satisfaction, or some kind of a bliss that is momentary for each and every one of us. But we cannot see that momentary inner meaning that all of us are actually looking for this happiness and bliss. But we can only see that it can only come from looking good, feeling good, and this and that. So right now, Mahayana or Vajrayana idea is, don't segregate bliss and your things. It's like to eat, to fill our stomach, and to eat delicious food and fill our stomach. It's different thing. We can eat super yucky food, it fills our stomach, and then we are unhappy. Or we can eat very nice, delicious food and fill our stomach, and then we feel fulfilled in the stomach and fulfilled in the mind. And also joyous, in our mind. So the main thing now is to understand that. So the main thing now is to understand that don't reject everything according to Vajrayana. Everything can be transformed into happiness and great bliss. But that can only be done if we remove the thorn. It's like if you want to go for a walk, but in the sole of your feet or your shoes, there's this needle or thorn. Okay, so this needle and the thorn, or maybe we have, I think that's what they call an eye on the feet, at the sole of your feet, right? I think they call it the eye, right? And so you've got a corn, and every step you take is painful. So what is this thing that causes the pleasure and the pain? But the pain destroys every single pleasure because it is so focused. That is I. So you see, what then is happiness? If we can enjoy without I, identity, enjoy without I don't want to give you because you don't deserve it, or I don't have something that I like yet, I just don't feel like it yet, or it is not what I believe, it is not what I feel, it is not what I think, it is not what I want, it is not what you see all of us is always about I. The main thing is about worshipping the divine in each other. All of us, when we say Tashidele, we say Namaste, right? We put our hands together. In a way, is I pay homage to the divine in you. And that divine is the Buddha nature. So this Buddha nature really needs to be brought forward. It is hiding like in a hermit. Why? Because everybody thinks this Buddha nature is not much benefit. Not much benefit, or is so embarrassing, or it is so no good, and this and that. So this Buddha nature is being pushed. It's like something, we have a particular object and we see it, it's good, but right now, since nobody use or everything, the throwaway is wasted, then what I do? Put in storeroom. We put in storeroom, we keep it so well until we don't even know of its existence, totally forgot. And it can even be something that you like it so much, or you even use it so often, right? I saw the other day on Facebook, one of my student, I think, had one musical instrument that I think he used to practice and play, and because of work and because growing up and everything, that musical instrument being kept one side in the cupboard or in the room or something like that until totally forgot. Because now everybody is in at home, stay home, and so take the time to pack the house and this and then open it up. Oh, suddenly. And this is the same for every one of us. When we start packing, we start unpacking, it becomes, all these things are a time capsule for us. Now we think, that time so meaningful, how about now? We have already lived our life without it. So is it time to share it with somebody else who needs it? So similarly, we, due to our past experiences, may have our own experience and knowledge and even wisdom. Can you share your wisdom, share your knowledge, and share your experience without the I, without your I, without my I? All of us are totally screwed because of your I, my I, everybody's I. And the thing is, we are all looking at, yesterday I was saying in the Chinese teaching about, everybody is talking about when the kids are in school, they all want to be accepted. Why? Because the kids don't know how to fit in. They don't know who they are. Like me, I don't know who I am. You don't know who you are. How are you going to introduce yourself truly to other people? And if we seriously reflect upon it, everything that we have is given by other people. Even the money that you have in your bank account. The money that you have in your bank doesn't belong to you anyway. Conditionally, it remains under your name, and after that, it come from somebody else, come from something else, is now with you, and then after that, you have to spend it, use it, and it's something like that. Right? And so, your name given by others, your body given by others, your education given by others, right? Your belief given by others, your religion given by others, your clothes made by others, your food grown by others, probably also cooked by others, the sauces, the everything else also made by others, right? And so, what is it that we actually can? What we can actually do, frankly speaking, is to learn to grow some of your own food. Cook some of your own food from scratch, right? Like, have you tried growing your own corn? Maybe try growing your own tomato. Try growing your own vegetable. And it's so difficult. Some money that you have, suddenly you think, these things are so cheap in the market, but it's so difficult to grow and this and that. And then we should think about the kindness of farmers, the kindness of all the other people who provided the transport and everything, you see. So we need to go to be in touch, not just back to the basics, but to be in touch with the basics of life, right? Like some people says, does it mean that enjoying my food is bad? Wearing good clothes is bad? Wearing silk is bad? Or enjoying my wine is bad? Enjoying maybe good grooming is bad? I was even asked, does enjoying a worldly relationship is bad? Or enjoying sex is bad? Or enjoying this is bad? That is bad? So many people ask all different kinds of things. Nothing is truly good or bad. It is your mind, your motivation that makes it out to be. That's why it is your motivation, of why you want to do something. Because later on, somewhere else, someone will always question you, why did you do that? Or second guess your motivation and your belief. Right? And then after that, then will try to make you feel unsure of your original motivation. People always do that. And people will always also, come up with some other stories or this and that. That's why it is important that we be in touch with not just back to the basics, but also to be in touch with ourselves. So how to be happy? Sow seeds and not drop bombs. The best way to sow seed, frankly speaking, with my minute experience, I always, when I pray, I say I don't know how to pray very well, but I just pray and dedicate just like the way my Guru prays and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas pray. To me, at least for myself, my guru, is everything. So I always pray to my Lama, pray to my guru. Don't second guess about yourself and everything. Always go back to the original motivation. Things go up and down, right? Our own thoughts, really like tsunami, our own thoughts. Things don't, actually the things itself don't change, but our own thoughts make everything change. Okay? What we hear make everything change. What we believe in, we see make everything change. Right? And so everything as according to not fit to our thoughts and our ego and the way we want it to be, and then our everything change. So what is happiness? It's the freedom from the conditioning of past karma. Okay? Cherish the freedom that we can have now, that to create new karma, new cause, right? And for me, just now what I say, no, traders have this co-invest with all the gurus and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, their merits, non-stop increasing. So always how all the Buddhas dedicate, how gurus dedicate, Bodhisattvas dedicate, I also dedicate. Enough. Right? We may not see what we want to see now. Just like if you do investment, you don't make money immediately in one day. It grows with time. Right? Like just now what I wanted to say about the wine, nurturing ourselves, nurture the conditions. Okay? Nurturing. We have to really start to nurture ourselves and nurture each other in our deep quest of awakening. Right? And everybody just keep on thinking, I don't want, I don't like, I this, I that, it will happen. But discourage yourself from doing that. Your idea of how things should be, or your idea of how Buddha is your idea of how Buddha is. Your idea of how Guru should be, how Buddha should be, is your idea. Okay? That is why it goes up and down. All Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Gurus, they are stable like snow mountain, like Mount Everest. But us, our perception of things, just like the sky, sometimes snowing, sometimes hurricane, sometimes hail, sometimes clear sky, sometimes cloudless sky, sometimes starry night, sometimes foggy night, sometimes daytime also fog and misty, foggy and misty. So this is our own karma. This is our own karma. We have to understand that. Do purification. Understand that whatever condition we are in now, definitely we have planted the cause of it in the past. If not, why things happen specifically only to you and not everybody else? Except right now maybe, and even right now there's a COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic only seems to be affecting most of the developed places and this and that, but look at the nature places where things are naturally left clean. In the sense right now what we are saying, this clean, this cleanliness is freedom from human disturbance. Human mind, human idea of this and that. All the trees actually equally precious because they have life and they give oxygen. Humans make it that this wood is very special. That wood is very nice. then this wood is, very nice for carving furniture and this and that. That wood is some spiritual power. This kind of stone, just because we say, oh, maybe this stone is this, that stone is that, sometimes all of us, because of our I, created so much of duality. The I created this duality. The mind created this duality. So, how do we remove this duality? Understand this now. Don't remove it, then there's no duality. The idea of wanting to chase something out, to remove something out of your life, that is already the extreme of duality, right? So how to have happiness? How can I be happy? How can you be happy? Understand interdependent arising. We are all interdependent on each other. That each other's result, whatever is arising, is always and will always be dependent on one another. Whether we like it or not. Just imagine that, okay? We all feel that we are all superhuman. We all have this, we all have this knowledge, all have that. What if I tell you, tomorrow onwards, the sun would implode, not explode, implode, and there'll be no more sun. Immediately there'll be no more moon, because there's no more, the planet that's going around planet Earth has no more light to reflect. So it ceases to have the label of moon. And everything in this world will start to become moldy and dark. Right? And so you see, and then you suddenly realize that you cannot eat money, because unless you are able to have giant greenhouses to grow food, everything else is going to die. There'll be mushrooms everywhere, right? And all the creatures of the dark will become dinosaur-sized. All of us who need the sun to survive would die out, right? All those creepy crawlies who don't need the sun, there'll be plenty of moldy, decaying foods to eat, right? So, seriously speaking, we need one another, and we have to be appreciative of the sun and the moon. That's why when we always make an offering, we always offer the sun and the moon. That is the greatest appreciation and gratitude to the sun and the moon, and include them in our daily prayers. We don't pray to the sun and the moon, but we use them as offering substances to understand that everything is dependent on something else. So happiness, as a matter of fact, is really dependent on ourselves, dependent on others, dependent on ever-changing outer and inner landscapes, outer landscape, inner mental landscape. And this happiness ultimately is our own freedom of mind from our own mind. We are the ones that make ourselves so unhappy, because we are so unhappy about so many things, about how we feel, how things didn't go as according to my way, and how other people made use of our kindness, and how other people this, and how other people that, and this. We will never be happy. Appreciate and cherish whoever loves you now. Appreciate and cherish whoever treasures you now, because it's not going to last forever. Okay, at very most, this lifetime. Next lifetime, we don't remember how each other looks like, don't even remember the name. Just like, you see, this monk saw, walked past in a house, was having a wedding ceremony, going to prepare for some ceremony, and then saw, this man carrying the child, feeding the child fish meat. Okay? And then what has happened is this man, the parents, father, who was very attached to the house and everything, right, became the dog to guard the house, right? And so there was this dog sitting there looking at the man going to feed the child some fish, and then there's the fish that is being cooked and going to feed to the child and also give some to the dog, right? This fish is the rebirth of the mother of the man. The mother, when alive, really loved the pond at the back of the back of the house, and so much attachment because always were feeding the fish and this and that. So after she died, the rebirth, the attachment caused her to have the rebirth as a fish, and so this man caught the fish, which is the rebirth of the reincarnation of the mother, and then cooked the fish to feed the son. Okay, and then the dog over there, which is the reincarnation of the father, rebirth, uncontrolled rebirth of father, and then the son also gives some of the fish meat to the dog to eat. And so the monk who had the clairvoyance says, as such is samsara. Such is samsara. How much we love, how much we everything, really we are unable to say anything and believe that it is going to last forever. So really appreciate everything that you have when it is there. Appreciate even if you like or you don't like, appreciate and learn to accept and love. Like I said yesterday, acceptance is the beginning of the dissolution of duality. When we can live together, you see, like this, do we have many realms and many beings? Are we all in one planet or are we all in different countries? The reality is we are one planet, but we are so ingrained that the idea of different country. But we are one humanity. We are one species of humans, and so many species of animal in the animal realm. Few species of humans. Yeah, there's some who are white skin, yellow skin, brown skin, dark brown skin and everything. Different color hair, different color eyes. Yet we all think that we are all so different and so everything, because we are different, we feel so insecure. There comes the need of identity, cultural belief, different kinds of food because of areas of what is available to be eaten. Then after that comes how our clothes are supposed to be worn, how our things are supposed to be eaten, what religion we are supposed to practice, how our God, your God, my God, different God, we fight because of God. So when you are able to live together and accept one another, that is the beginning of the end of duality. So when it comes to that, right? Yeah, accept each other, accept one another, right? Make love and not war, right? Don't always focus. Whatever you focus will expand. Right? So start to focus on the kindness of others, and then you see that happiness, that joy starts to become, the inner joy starts to become more and more apparent, more and more easy to see. Right? And so then you will see that how the Buddha see things. The Buddhas was how the gurus and the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, Pratyekya Buddhas, Dakas, the Dakinis and the Devas, how they see things, they start to see everything is beautiful and nice and everything. We start to see the goodness in others. We start to see the beauty in each other. We start to see the the bliss that everyone can bring, to bring out the best in one another. And not just about blind faith, blind prayer. I pray so that I can get this. I pray so that I can that. I pray so that the God over there can see me, so that the God can give me what I want, what I pray, so the God over there can accept my offering, so that God will be happy. And now you understand, as I say like that, actually it sounds weird, but the reality is so many people are like that, and it becomes the norm to think like that, the norm to pray like that, the norm. So for those of you who practice Vajrayana, you see, if you are Avalokiteshvara, you see the Avalokiteshvara in everybody. If you are Zambala, you see the Zambala in everybody. If you are Tara, you see the Tara in everybody. You see the Tara everywhere in space and all of phenomena. So that's why when you are Buddha, the way to train towards Buddha, to the Buddha-ness or the awakenedness, is to see the goodness in everybody. And automatically, how can I be happy? Don't search for it. Just see it. And then you start to experience this inner joy, inner happiness. Just like meditation. Meditation, the kind of inner peace and the inner serenity. Your inner serenity cannot be experienced by others. Only yourself. Right? So we are so used to jumping around, monkeying around, that's why when this COVID-19, some countries have lockdown, some countries have, CB, like in Singapore, right? And so all these things cause everybody to feel like in prison. This is the kindness of this COVID-19 that let us see samsara is the prison. We are facing ourselves full blast. Nobody make us feel irritable. We make ourselves feel irritable. I can't stand being at home. I can't stand eating our own cooking. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. I cannot have this. I don't like this. I don't like that. But it's your own home. Your home is what you created and your byproduct. Your home is your mandala. Right? So that's why you see, important thing. Many people buy a place to stay. We don't spend a lot of time at home, only come back to stay and to eat and everything, so, they like to buy apartments that are condominiums, have all kinds of amenities that they don't use. Buy everything to show off to the people that you don't like. To the people that you like, they don't come to your house to enjoy your amenities anyway, right? So the important is your inner space, right? So right now you see, you have a condominium, you have apartments and everything, right? You have all the facilities you don't use, and now you cannot use because of COVID-19, right? And so therefore right now, the importance of what you can use is your real freedom. What you can use is your real freedom, real joy, real happiness. It's your own house, your own inner space, your own choice of furniture. When you were buying and you were everything, and you say, "Oh, buy the cheap one will do," and then now you are facing with your cheap results. I'm not saying cheap things are no good, but choose the quality things that you will enjoy. So what is, you want a cheap mind or you want a quality mind? Cheap fix, quick fix, or you want a quality mind and a quality soul, quality space that can accept others as they are, phenomena as it is, and then see the freedom by understanding the space in the between. from there, you will be able to realize this freedom called emptiness. Okay? Because of this space in between, then you can dance in the space of in between. That's called the dance of emptiness. Right? The dakas and the dakinis. Dancing in the between. And everything is always in the between. There's no fix now, like now. We say now your current life is in the between of your next life. Is in between of two deaths. Your current life is the in between of two deaths. Who knows, maybe now you are actually in the dream of somewhere else. And the reality is right now you are dreaming about your own life. How, as either your life, you make your life dream, nice dream, or you make your life nightmare. Make the life of others around you nightmare, or make the life around you, of others around you, into sweet dream. Okay? Both also wrong. You should make yourself and everybody else awake. Right? So that's why we always say, live your dreams. Or honestly, Buddha didn't come here and say, fulfill your dreams and fulfill your life. Buddha here says, wake up. Wake up! And then suddenly you see the whole, not just the big picture, but the grand, magnificent scale, at a grand, magnificent scale of things. How everybody suddenly is just so, in the work of everything that they believe that it is. So we have to learn how to sing, learn how to dance, okay? Sing and dance in the space of in between. Right. Then see, not by eye, but the awakening of as it is. Not just the idea of the intellectual understanding of this or that, and then people learning and learning and learning. And so we need this deep awakening, just natural awakening. Yeah. So there's some questions. So, good evening. When we practice and cultivate, our goal is to attain Buddhahood, or at least reach pure land to exit from uncontrolled rebirth. On the other hand, Rinpoches are able to reincarnate over time, returning to help sentient beings over generations. They are often able to foretell their next rebirth. Does that mean Rinpoches have control over rebirth? Or are they still within uncontrolled rebirth too? Or is it that they have attained the capability to reach Buddhahood but choose to continue in samsara to help all beings? Thank you. Honestly, truthful answer, I don't give a damn. Does it matter? Right? The Rinpoches are there because the Rinpoches are there. And they know their motivation, we know their activity. If we fall into the category to be helped and we have their support to teach us, rejoice. If we are in the category that you know you are really a Rinpoche, rejoice. Some other people have some idea and thought of they are real Rinpoche and fake Rinpoches. My untruthful answer is, a real one cannot be fake, fake one cannot be real. Okay? A real one will do anything and everything to wake the disciple. Fake one will do anything and everything to get love and support to fulfill themselves. So the real one cannot be fake, fake one cannot be real. Okay, so yeah, there are some Rinpoches who some Rinpoches have attained the capability to reach Buddhahood. What do you mean attain the capability to reach Buddhahood? When they reach Buddhahood, they reach Buddhahood, but they can manifest something to come back. Okay, manifest something over here to do some activity for the beings over here. Just like you know, when you are out of school, you can still go back to school and to be in the what people call. Some people go back school alumni to help or to do something like that. You know, you are no longer there, but you know you're out, but you can come back in. But frankly speaking, don't think too much about these things. What all the Rinpoches and this and that, but we do our own practice. But just for fun, they are often able to foretell their next rebirth. They are able to foretell the next rebirth, you know. Who can foretell their next rebirth, you know? Of course, definitely they know, they really awake and they see the whole magnificent play of phenomena. Of course, they can say, okay, next life, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to go there. Okay? It's like the whole play of eating. Today's, while having lunch, I'm thinking about, what should we eat for dinner? What should we eat for tomorrow's breakfast? What should we eat for tomorrow's lunch? And then everybody say, right now I'm already eating food, I cannot think, and this and that. But something like that, you know. Or is it that they have attained the capability to reach Buddhahood and continue reach Buddhahood, but choose to continue in samsara to help all beings? The whole idea of helping all beings, very frankly speaking, to me is a hoax. Nobody can help another person because only the other person can decide whether they want to listen or not. We can do everything that we want and believe that we are helping them, but if nobody is there to, nobody wants to listen and nobody wants to decide that they can help themselves, they can do something for themselves, this whole idea about I'm here to help you, you know, it's really a self-fulfilling prophecy, frankly speaking, right? So you can help all beings, is a very common word, common term, but frankly speaking, there are people who seriously, whom we benefited and we have done much service and everything, but suddenly, at a blink of an eye, they suddenly think of, oh, this thing doesn't fulfill me anymore, and things just change. So it's always a matter of ego and always a matter of identity and self-fulfillment. So it's not a matter of our ability to help, or your ability to help, my ability to help. You know, the idea of helping others is quite quack anyway, my personal viewpoint. Okay, but it's okay to use, so I'm here to help others, help all beings, it's okay, right? But to me it's something else. Homage to the Gurus, Tashidele Rinpoche. This question arises from His Eminence Gachen Rinpoche's March 2020 teachings on the Vajra Guru mantra, available on YouTube via Gachen Institute. Wow, I didn't watch it. In this video, His Eminence Gachen Rinpoche says, a treasure finder, Nuden Doje, actually heard at copper-colored glorious mountain the sound of a yelling and also the melody of the Vajra mantra chanting. These precious treasures Gachen Rinpoche is now transmitting. My question is, even though Guru Rinpoche and Mahasiddhas are actually with us, yet why the Buddhist sects appear dualistic? Is it possible or delusion to believe in the united playing of the yelling by all? Example, the copper-colored glorious mountain one, plus the chanting of the Vajra Guru mantra, as demonstrated, could help lead us all to the non-dual state. I think you think too much, whoever asked this question. You see, just now I said, if you are Avalokiteshvara, awaken into the state of Avalokiteshvarahood, you will see the Avalokiteshvara in everybody. So this person, the treasure finder Nuden Dorje, he must have achieved perfect Guru devotion to his Guru, who is Guru Maje, emanation of Guru Maje, and thus he can hear Guru. You know, in the actually not supposed to talk about this, you know, but in the study of Tantra, even in the lower Tantras, you know, there's the you know, this is not the correct place. Actually, I'm not supposed to talk about it, but you know, even this says, even before sound, the nature is, you have no ears, you cannot hear, but nature self-arising, the sound of mantra of that deity. You see? And then after that, then of course there are the four, this and that. But since that is the teaching of Tantra, it's not the time to talk about this now. So, but yes, I think this, I honestly feel then this Noden Dorje treasure finder, hearing Gyaling, you know, which is the offering of beautiful music, which is the sound of emptiness. You see, this sound of Gyaling is sound of emptiness. Any musical instrument is the sound of emptiness. For example, right now, you have one microphone to another microphone on to some speaker. What is the? You also hear the sound of emptiness, which I think people call this what do you call this? Interference, distortion, or something like this. You hear this very loud sound, right? And so that is also a sound of emptiness. Or take two mirrors reflecting each other in perfect symmetry. You know, there's a no end in the reflection, and it becomes gray and dark, right? So all you need to do, you know, see, at that time, just put one candle flame and the whole tunnel of reflection of each other lights up. You know, millions and innumerable light offering, right? So even though Guru Rinpoche and Mahasiddhas are actually with us, why do Buddhist sects appear dualistic? They appear dualistic because we are dualistic. And if they are here to help us, to, you know, like it's like if I'm playing with children, I have to appear childlike for the child to like me, isn't it? So that I can be able to lead the children to listen and then to do something that is beneficial for them, right? So that's why you see the most difficult job, but the least appreciated job, you know, is the job that child care teachers, right? They are the least. Everybody just think, oh, the children very easy, just pay money, then drop them off. Oh, if I may say, screw me, screw you. Try being an adult with all the things the adult that needs to do, and then in a class full of so many toddlers, to get them to listen and to get them to do everything and make them to understand and to learn, it's so difficult. You need to be in a multi-dimensional world. And so those teachers are really, really worthy of respect. Even childcare teachers. Right? And so the copper-colored glorious mountain one plus the chanting of Vajraguru as demonstrated could help lead us all to non-dual state. Of course they can lead us all to non-dual state, because slowly we're able to, if we recite and listen and transform and to evolve and grow our mind, then it becomes oneness. It becomes as it is. Meditation seems to be the answer in the cultivation of the virtue patience. Buddha himself displayed it in several events in his life, that by being silent and practicing patience in any situation, the truth will always reveal by itself. Yet the time length of which the truth would reveal itself from situation to situation seems to depend on the ripening of karma and the people involved. The very nature of interdependency. How is one to accept this truth and make peace with in our environment now, when most decisions and answers are demanded at a snap of a finger? Is it truly applicable in today's corporate world? How does one cultivate this virtue to benefit family, work, and society at large? Many people demand many things at the snap of a finger. Unless you can be snapped by their fingers, you are free as your own as a bodhisattva, an awakened being. Just like, many people, like children, throwing tantrums, do you give in to the tantrums all the time? So really, it's all dependent on skillful means. Understanding, having wisdom, and having knowledge, and having understanding and loving kindness, right? So is it truly applicable in today's corporate world? Why not? How does one cultivate this virtue to benefit family? If you have a family, you know the importance of patience and meditation, right? We really need patience. And this patience actually is not here. Many people, in one way, we can say that patience is due to our own acceptance and existence of the true nature of ourselves. So therefore, we need to be patient with things. The reality, what patience, if you can practice patience, is you can know what is the right time, what is the right place, what is the right moment, and how much to say, how deep to say, to be able to bring benefit to that person, to see a greater vision of what him or herself is used to. Benefit family, work, and society at large. It is the same. Because family involves a lot of work, and family is also part of society. And society is also need to have a lot of work done, and families are part of society, and society is part of family. Therefore, it is these are dualism. All beings have same nature. All right. So next question, Rinpoche, when you mentioned that when we pray, we don't pray like all good to come and all bad to go, but there are also prayers to dispel obstacles. Similarly, sometimes when we pray the obstacles to be dispelled so that we will be auspicious. Is this the same? Thank you, Rinpoche. And so, when you dispel obstacles, you really think about the general obstacles, like now COVID-19. You want to dispel and purify the cause of these obstacles, and you want to dispel these kind of obstacles. It's really for the sake of mankind, of all beings. it's not just our own obstacles and this and that. The more we pray for others, more we pray for mankind, what it really means is that the bigger the inner space we have in our heart, our mind becomes bigger, our heart becomes bigger, broader, brighter. It's not so small, squeezy, dim, dark, humid, and irritable. Bigger, broader, brighter, spacious, cooler, like this. So, like I said, yes, when we pray, that all be auspicious. What is the auspicious? What does auspicious really mean? Auspicious, like I said, this the saying Tashi Dele. What does auspicious really mean? Auspicious really means that when beings are able to see beyond now, but see the interdependency of past, present, and future. And from this life to next life, and right now we are able to enjoy the teaching to be in the condition that the Buddha's teaching still exists, then that is auspicious. Right? It's not that auspicious may everything be auspicious, or may whatever you want you get. If you want lottery, you strike lottery. You want this guy, you get this guy. You want this girl, you get that girl. You want this dog, you get that dog. You want this house, you get that house. If you get everything that what you want, then you'll be auspicious. Then you'll be good. No, you become a tyrant. Tyranny will be what comes, then is what so used to getting what they want, then it becomes like, they will manipulate others just to get what they want and what they believe is good for others, just like they say, there are many people who seem to be doing good, but actually they are doing good to get a good name, for name, fame, honor and everything. So what is auspiciousness then? Okay. So next question: how to do evening prayers if we work between 1:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. Can it be done before 12 midnight? Evening prayers, you can do your evening prayers in the daytime even. Okay, you just do them one shot, right? Or at the time in the daytime here, you just think that at the other side of the world is nighttime, so daytime, nighttime, same time. Okay, go beyond just yourself and where you are now. Arumche, how do we decide what our main idam deity practice should be, or which deity retreat to do? Ask your guru. Sometimes while I do my morning prayers, my mind cannot concentrate. How to improve? When you do your morning prayers, your mind cannot concentrate. Sleep early. Eat healthy. Don't eat so much meat. Right? You need to exercise. Body and mind also need to be in good balance. Then you are able to concentrate. Sometimes, honestly, my own experience, people who don't do much physical work think a lot, cannot concentrate. You see those people who do a lot of physical work, road sweepers, those construction workers, at the end of the day, they don't think anymore. They don't think much. Why? Because the body and mind, working and concentrating, and so they don't get cut, they don't get hurt, they don't let this, everything, there's a concentration. So, the reality is, you need to clean your house. You need to wash the curtains. You need to paint your house. You need to clean everything. Do something physically, right? And then after that, you'll be able to appreciate, and then you'll be able to concentrate, and then you'll be able also to have gratitude for each other, for the things that you have, for the people that made the things that you have. Okay, and to be able to have whatever you have. and to maintain whatever you have. Just like you say, do you love what you have, or do you love what you have, or do you want to have what you love? It's like that. Next question. Dear Rumche, I'm being assigned to work at a haunted building. Like can hear door open and close. These buildings are no longer active. What should I do best? Should I make some water offering to reduce their hunger? What makes you think they're hungry? And if yes, can Rinpoche share how to do? Actually, you don't have to do anything. And if you can hear all these things, it means you have good luck. Right? If you sometime, say, your house have some, like kids come say, I see some dark shadow in this and that and everything. It means you good luck, then they come. You see, beggar don't go look for beggar for money, right? Beggar go to rich people for money, right? So if you have good luck and you have good merits, then all these other beings come to you and request for blessings. So what is important is that for yourself is to do some practice in your haunted workplace and dedicate to them. And they will appreciate you for whatever you are doing for them. Because suddenly, somebody actually appreciate them and they have some attention. Rather than, so actually maybe they are just like, bad mood. Right? Go in and out the door, slamming because nobody cares about them anymore. Nobody loves them. Nobody knows of their existence. They are suffering. They are not happy, and nobody cares. And they're blah 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 blah. It's the same with people. They're bad mood, So give them attention. You don't have to be there for them all the time when you are working. After that, you dedicate merits for them. Yeah. If they are hungry, whatever, maybe they'll talk to you. And then you can say that you can tell them, say, oh, please don't appear in a scary form and scare me, and let us coexist auspiciously, 共存吉祥, and then it's okay, no problem, right? So, next question: what if your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife is abusive and say that he will change? What should we do? You transform your mind. You dedicate marriage to them. Just like they are the ghosts in a haunted building. They are abusive, they are this and that. Talk to them, reassure them. Maybe bring them to see somebody who can help them, psychologist. They can definitely they suffered a lot when they were young, childhood. Bring them to their childhood, let them know that they are loved. It's not just a matter of, I just pray and praying will work and dedicating marriage will work and light offering and offer flowers will work, this and that and stuff. But frankly speaking, certain things need to check. Is it the place that you are staying? Did you check the astrology of the place? Did you maybe check the feng shui of the place? Is it a good place? Do you check the neighbors? And stuff like that. Do they have disturbances or stuff like that? There's so many reasons, multi-dimensional reasons of how sometimes people are abusive, sometimes people change and become this and that. So I cannot tell you for sure, but generally, if we say, right, keep the house clean, keep the house bright, put some flowers, everything that is nice. You see, people are not abusive and bad and everything when they go on holiday, right? They go holiday, nice resort, they are always very good. Why? What does that mean? your outer phenomenal mandala, phenomenal place, right, does affect the body, speech, and mind of the people who are going there, who are working there, who are staying there, who are everything. So therefore, we need to transform the outer environment, and so that we can have a enjoyable inner environment, right? So okay, thank you. Are there any other questions? Is anybody asking any question online now? No? Okay, there are no questions. Let's offer a Thanksgiving mandala. Omahong, omahong, omahong. This ground anointed with perfume, bestrewn with flowers, with Mount Meru in the middle, the 4 great lands and the 8 subcontinents. Mount Meru up there with the sun and the moon, the precious parasol and the victory banner, the palace of the gods, with all the things that humans and gods enjoy. Wildflowers growing everywhere, rolling hills, fresh air, cool weather. This beautiful inner environment visualized and offered to you. May all beings be able to enjoy this pure land. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Gauniya Dayami. May your precious body mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. Okay, thank you. Good night.